how to connect
in the DMs.
In DMs.
Without being spammy,
sleazy,
or burning bridges.
Exactly. So we noticed. I mean, we was on a call the other night, and we was talking about how we used to feel really anxious with just the simple thing that we need to do, which is just that introduction and that first ice-breaking conversation. Because we don't know we don't know people that we're connecting with, like they're complete strangers. And we were talking about this, and it's still, you see it now, like obviously we don't have that anxiety anymore, but you still see it a lot. And I think no matter what stage you are within your marketing journey, whether you're a newbie or whether you've been in this space a while, it is something that people get anxious about. So we thought we would jump on live and discuss, just the easiest way and the bestest way to do that. So beginning of my journey, I wish I'd have known the importance of networking when I first started. But building relationships wasn't exactly the strategy that I started with. Please don't judge me. I'm sure I am not the only person. Rather, rather you started with a strategy where you didn't build relationships, or you're still doing a strategy where you don't build relationships. It's unavoidable. And that famous line, we don't know what we don't know, right? However, when I started to build my brand, and the networking, it tripled. So I introduced the networking, and this tripled my inbound sales, and eliminated all that chasing strategy and that had been taught previous, that chasing, convincing, sounding awkward, being a robot, all that kind of stuff. It just eliminated that completely. I wanted to share with you the strategy for connecting. So here are 3 easy steps to kickstart your networking and connect with your prospects without feeling spammy, sleazy, or burning those bridges before you've even got to really know each other.
Or they feel that you're just reading out of a script too, because that's what I felt. I was given the script and was told that I just needed to use that. But the thing is, we were plenty, people using the script. So whenever I would connect with people and use the script and ask the questions that were on the script, it's pretty obvious that loads of people that I was connecting with, they would feel that it was not, genuine, and it was just scripted questions.
Yeah, exactly. Chasing strategies can sometimes really burn you out, and that's true, because it's not the fact that it's hard to add people, talk to people, it's the fact that it's repetitive. And then if you've got a script that you're using, which is also repetitive, it's like working in a factory. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working in a factory, but imagine that you're in that factory, you're putting a fork into the salad box, those salad boxes that you get in the supermarket. You're doing that all day. You can get exhausted from that, and it's not actually hard. It's just from repetition. It doesn't stimulate your brain. No. So you're very right. You're very right there, Jeff. The 3 easy steps. It's called the A.R.E strategy. So that's A.R.E. And the A.R.E strategy was coined by Paul Russell, and it stands for anchor, reveal, and encourage.
Yes. So this first step, anchor, it's like whether you're you know, in a room full of people or in the DMs. The very first step that you want to consider is to find common ground with the people you're connecting with. You want to anchor yourself to them by showing a unique connection, something that will make you stand out. So that's what we were talking about. Get away from the script, because one thing that I thought too is that, you know, when you use that script and your mentor, they would just tell you to take your own spin to it, like use your own words. But these, you know, there are limits to that, because the kind of questions that are on those scripts, there's not so many ways to you know, to formulate them, so you can't really use your own words.
Yeah, that's true. The scripts are very interrogating. Even like even from the introduction, the scripts are interrogating. But I like to think, I mean, I'm going to give you an example in a second, but I like to think of it as like, do you know when you go somewhere new? So, for example, when the twins were younger, if they had a party, and I'd take them, and they, you know, there was other mums there. So say it's at one of those play gyms, and the kids just run off and play, and you're just left there with these
like a birthday party.
Yeah. So this, obviously you start talking, and you don't know each other. The first common ground that you have is actually the birthday boy or girl, and you know, and the party. So you tend to, you know, the conversation tends to start there, and then it progresses. Probably they're probably at the same school, you know, so you grow that conversation like that, but it stems out the birthday boy or the birthday girl, exactly the same. Here's an example. So for example, me, I find Jenny, she's a high ticket marketer, and she's from the UK, which is absolutely brilliant, because when I first started in the online space, there was hardly anybody in the UK, like especially England. Most high ticket marketers being across the water or the world, I'm super excited to find this fellow marketer. So I need to introduce myself first. So I scan her profile, and this is real, guys. Like this, I've took a real life example. So I scan her profile, and I see that she's from London and works as a performer. So she's in performing arts. Well, guess who used to love traveling down to London to watch all the, you know, go to the theatres, Miss Saigon, the Cats, the Phantom of the Opera. I love that stuff.
I can picture you there, you know.
Can you? I wanted to be on the stage, never mind in the audience. So, armed with the London theatre knowledge, I use that to anchor. So that's the first strategy. The first step. So I use that to anchor my first sentence. So
which was?
It goes like this. Hi Jenny, so cool to bump into a London showgirl in the online space. Simple as that.
And so it's genuine.
Yeah.
It's fully genuine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, I've not had to scratch my brain and think, oh my God, what can I say? Pretend to be interested. Do you know?
Yeah, no, this will work against you.
Yeah,
you know, if you pretend anything, and you're not gonna say something like, "Hey, I see you're in the affiliate space. Well, guess what? I am too." No, that's
Or,
no
or
good.
what do you do online?
Or something, you know, oh, I see you're where no, sorry. Where are you from? That's the question that I used to have a lot.
Yeah.
Well, then you just go into my profile and you just go into the info and you will see where I'm from. You know, it makes you look like a little bit lazy. I don't know.
Yeah. So if you've reached out to connect with this person, you would have already looked at their profile to see if there's a connection, what they're about, things like that. So you know, those are things that you should already we should already know.
Because you want to build a relationship is not just, you know, you don't want to think of the sale first. So the fact that you ask those kind of questions, you know, something that you can check but you don't, it's really obvious that you're only in there for, you know, for making a sale.
Yeah.
So, and that's actually a good that's the step number 2, and it's reveal. So it's where you want to share something interesting, relevant, and relatable about yourself. You could reveal your unique personality, talent. So in your case, Claire, that with this girl, she was a performer, and you love this. You love to go to, you know, shows and everything. So that's really a bond that you girls had. But you want to think that you have something you always have something interesting to bring out. You know, you have something fascinating within yourself, within your personality, that you can share with people, and that just want to get the chance to know you better, because we're all different and we all have something to learn from each other. So my one piece of advice here is to avoid the what we were just talking about, the DM robot script voice. You know, also think, because the worst part with the scripts, when you really think about them, is that the questions that they ask you to ask, would you ask them like in person? You know, those questions like bam bam bam, and what are you doing, and how is business going, and bam bam bam. If you were in a real life, would you do that? You know,
Absolutely.
it just sounds like totally off, and no one is interested in networking with someone who comes off ungenuine. I think that the word here is ungenuine.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, if you're firing questions, then you're not actually listening to the answer.
Exactly.
So if you're not listening, you're not really interested in what they've got to say. You're just interested in driving it somewhere to
the line of questions. You know, okay, I've been through question 1 and 2, so here's question number 3 and 4, and no.
Yeah. And you know what, me and Karen, you know, we do say in a jokingly way, it's great to connect with someone like-minded, blah blah blah. We're actually, you know, we're actually making fun of ourselves, because we've been there. You know, we was there. That's the
oh yeah. And I've asked questions. I did that. Yes.
Yeah. I want to avoid the DM robot voice, and you know, those that you write online that you'd never see in person. So because no one's interested in networking with a robot and someone that, like Karen says, comes off ungenuine, I'm going to lead into the reveal example. So
it's your story with Jenny.
Yeah. So, hi Jenny. So cool to bump into a London showgirl in the online space. Reveal. I used to come down plenty before I moved to from Leeds to Ireland. and cats was one of my favourites. We've anchored and we've done reveal, and then we go on to step 3.
Yeah, you've just revealed your taste, and so what's going to come off this? You just told her that cats was your favorite. So my guess is that she came back to you, and you talked about that, and how you just I mean the bond, it's making you even closer to each other.
So basically, I'm telling her that I've been to London and I love the theatres. Cat's my favourite. I know she's in theatre work, so straight away there's that connection there.
Yeah.
So this goes on to step number 3, which is encourage.
Encourage. So yeah, because you want to encourage the person that you're networking with to talk to you and to share more with you, but in a subtle way, in a genuine, through a genuine discussion. So one thing you know, guys, is that everyone's favorite subject is themselves. That's a bit weird to say, but it's true. It's true. So if you ask insightful and sincere questions, it's going to be a no-brainer to have like a meaningful and conversation with a flow, with a real flow. So yeah, the key word here is the sincere questions.
So again, hi Jenny. So cool to bump into a London showgirl in the online space. I used to come down plenty before I moved from Leeds to Ireland. Cats was my absolute fave. I would love, so this is the encourage. I would love to hear about your showbiz experience and how you got into that. So it's something that I would find interesting to see, like a journey into how she got onto that, and just hear about what she's been doing. Like I'm genuinely interested, and then it gives her the opportunity to chat back about what I've asked her without it feeling forced or fake or awkward.
Like an interrogation, like
yeah.
So yeah, you went through the 3 steps: anchor, reveal, and encourage.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, sorry, I've not got my glasses on. I get so many scripted chats coming into my messenger, and I find myself complacent trying to answer them, getting it over with. Yeah, so it can take a lot of time, especially, and when you know that they're scripted, it is really frustrating because you're just having a conversation with a script. So yeah, so that's why it's important for you to stay away from the scripts and use the anchor, reveal, and encourage process.
What do you usually answer to them? Like, do you answer the questions they're asking, or do you try to move it to a genuine conversation?
But yeah, guys, don't let the fear of failure stop you from building your network. Feel uncomfortable or avoid the DMs, because we have to, we do have to use DMs to get to know people, and to have conversations. So instead, use the 3 steps to get your foot in the door and watch how that pays off in a completely different way of having a conversation.
And think quality, better have like a few conversations, but really interesting conversations and genuine ones, rather than 100 scripted ones, if it makes sense.
Yeah. Like Jeff said earlier, like, you know, chasing, it burns you out, but so does scripted conversations. Like, there's no genuine, there's no thought process, there's no actually listening to what's being said and the answers, because you just like, right, it sort of, you sort of go into autopilot. You sort of go into autopilot, and you're like, you know, you just get through the questions and hope that they're gonna buy stuff, and that can be burnout in itself.
Oh yeah, I had so, you know, it was so difficult for me because it felt off.
Yeah,
really felt off.
Yeah, you know, that's not the way that you speak naturally. Lovely process. Try to speak the way you would speak if the person was sitting in front of you. It's a person. Exactly. Don't think of people as a lead. Think of them as a person. And yeah, exactly. If you was meeting them in person at a kid's birthday party or at the pub, drinking a pint, watching the football. I mean, if you were stood at the bar having a pint, watching the football, and you were stood next to someone and you didn't know who they were, you would exchange words, and it would be about the match. You'd be checking who they were supporting. That would probably be the first the first common ground. Who are you supporting?
You wouldn't be asking like those, you know, awkward, weird questions.
Yeah. So just you know, just don't think that, you know, you're behind a screen. Think of them as like they're actually in the room with you. Authentic conversations are invigorating and help create bonds. They really do. You know, we're here to get to know. You know, the famous, you read it all the time, know, like, and trust. You're here to get to know people and build common ground and rapport and relationships. Sales not part of what, you know, you're connecting with people. You know, in regards to making sales, I know people, I'm surprised no one's actually asked this question, because, you know, we get this question a lot from our new students when they just get with us, and it's like, so how do we transition, that's it, transition to business. And the thing is, you know, you can talk about business, but not with interrogating questions. You know, what you want to be doing is you want to be creating opportunities for the people that are consuming your content to see that they need your help, and that you can help them.
To ask you those questions.
Yeah. The more opportunities that you create, the more that those people that you are connecting with, if they can see that you can help them, why wouldn't they reach out?
Because you don't want to have those conversations, you know, even if you're not using a script, with always this thing in mind, like, okay, what can I use to transition to business? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be overwhelming for you if you're always looking for the little word or the little sentence or the little thing to transition to business. It's going to feel unnatural for the person, and they might just ghost you. That you were just, you know, waiting for this little occasion to pitch them somehow.
Yeah.
So don't. That's it's the best way to get ghosted.
And it's not that you can't have a conversation about business. I mean, we've all got a business online. You know, don't be scared to have a genuine conversation about each other's business. But you need to take that interrogation away and be genuinely interested and genuinely have a conversation about each other, and not just if you feel like it's getting into a bit of a pitch fest, then you're trying to convince them. And let me give you an example, because I was thinking about this the other day and I was going to write content on it, but I've just not had the opportunity to write content about it. But I am going to. See, at the moment, the big thing on the TV is the royal family and Harry and Meghan. And, it's very, at the moment, Team Royals and Team Harry and Meghan.
You've been watching this Netflix show, Claire.
Yeah.
I did not know, yeah.
My friend, she's Team Royal. And me, I'm Team Harry and Meghan. Yeah. And
but you're not going to be friends anymore.
Oh, no, that's it. She can depart. That's it. I've finished with her. She's done. But no, we have a conversation. Obviously, we're not going to fall out whether Harry and Meghan's right or whether the royals are right. Like, it's nothing to do with us. But we have an opinion, because we have an emotional reason to why that we believe in them. A little bit like our business and our strategies. We have an emotional opinion about them. But when me and my friend Wendy are talking, and I'm putting the point across about Ari and Meghan, and she's putting the point across about the royals, you can see it getting a little bit, not heated, but in regards of, you step back, I'm sort of trying to convince her and she's trying to convince me. So if you feel like that in your messenger, when you're having when you're just chatting about business, then you need to recognize that, because that's not what you want to get to.
Take a step back.
Yeah, absolutely. And but yeah, that whole situation with myself and Wendy and the royals and the Meghan, it just reminded me, like, yeah, this is when you're trying to convince each other to mine's better than yours.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. But guys, I want, just to touch upon that as well, like, when do you transition to talk about business? And we said, create opportunities for people to recognize that you can help them. Have a think about when you invested in somebody. So for myself, I know that my apart from my first investment, which I didn't want a good one, but won't go into that. But my other investments, it's all been through someone's message. I mean, the message that they put out in the content. I've never invested in someone that's come into my inbox and started interrogating me about my pain points, or what I want to achieve, and what my goals are, and what am I earning, and what do I want to, like. You would never. I don't think anyone really does invest in those like that. I know that when I've watched people, and I've liked the way that they're marketing themselves. I'm liking how they speak in Messenger.
Or something in your personality too, that you will, that will attract you to them.
Yeah. And it comes down to that you invest, you don't buy a product. Sorry, I thought Amazon were going to knock on my door. I wait for a dog to start going. You don't invest in a program, you invest in a person. You don't invest in someone's 7-figure mentor. You're investing in that person and what's attracted you to them, and recognizing that you want to do business like they're doing, or they've got something, they've demonstrated that they can help you.
So that's where you want to showcase your personality too. And you can just, DMs are a great way to do that, actually. was just going to use an example.
So,
yeah.
Oh, Matilda. Hi, Matilda. I will check why it's showing. And Inga, how do you respond to someone that's attacking you in inbox like that? Well, it sort of depends. It depends what mood I'm in. If I'm totally honest.
Someone who's attacking you, like trying to convince you that their way is better and there's no other way. That's what you're meaning. Yeah, well, Claire, you were saying, yeah, it depends on the day and depends on the mood, but most of the time I think I'm a little, sorry, I'm a pretty sarcastic person, so I will just, yeah, use some sarcasm here most of the time, but.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd never put anyone. When we say sarcasm, we don't mean that we put people down in that. It's not like it's never an ego sarcasm. It's like more funny to show that, you know, to sort of show them what they're doing.
Exactly.
So I mean, for example, you've got to understand that a lot of people, just like us, you know, they don't know what they don't know. So you know you've been there yourself. So it depends on that person. So I've actually had conversations where I've given them some training, some free training on, you know, DM conversations. And then they've come back and said, oh, wow, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know you could do it a different way. Do you know what I mean? So I've educated them. So I've invited them to the group and said, you know, I'd love to tag you in some training on how to connect with people. And then they've said, yeah, please. And then I've tagged them in it and they've come back and they've said, oh, thank you so much. And then that's completely turned the conversation around, because what they're trying to do at first is they're also trying to be an authority. And they don't realize that I'm, you know, I'm a little bit more experienced, and I don't mean that in an ego way, but I am. So then the conversation completely changes, and their authority level, they put that guard down. Yeah,
you can't always do that.
No.
Obviously. Yeah. So when you can't do that, and when you can't, you know, turn the conversation into something like funny, and just don't let it overwhelm you. You can just block them. You don't want to impose this, you know, to yourself. Just yeah, you know, you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah,
it's very negative energy. You don't want that.
Yeah, and if someone's interrogating you, I mean, I would answer a couple of questions at first, because obviously you don't really know if someone's interrogating you until there's been a couple of questions. Then that's when it's an interrogation. So if you've answered a couple of questions, then what you can do is, sorry, my battery's going. What you can do is you can say, you can sort of answer vaguely, and then say something like, it's been lovely chatting with you, Inga. I'm going to have to go because I've got to take the dog out. Catch up with you again later. And that's it.
Just end the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so they're, you know, really attacking you and being kind of aggressive. Again, you don't want to deal with that, Inga. There's no point in that, and you won't. You know, you don't want to convince them of anything either. So just let them go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. That's it. You just take yourself away from the conversation, and it's in a polite way. And I'll catch up with you again later is a very nice way to end a conversation. You don't have to go back in Messenger to catch up with them again later. You know, you'll probably engage with them on your news feeds. And I do think when you do that, it's very hard for someone to then come back to you and start interrogating you again, because you nicely put a stop to it. So yeah, it just prevents it from continuing.
Yeah.
Because you've got to realize that they're probably new and they don't know any better. Some people just, you know, they don't want to know that there's a better way to speak to people, and some people will be open. So if it, you know, the way that you respond, because a lot of people would be trying to have like a pitch fest then, and like you be interrogating each other, like, and it goes into a pitch fest. But if you're you know, if you're putting a stop to that, being polite, and I've got to shoot, but I'll catch up with you again later. Again, it's very genuine. But they'll realise, oh wow, like she didn't try and pitch me back. Like, so you know, it shows that it shows that, you know, you're different. You're showing them a different way to have conversations.
Yeah.
Let me just read some of these. There's quite a lot.
You can learn from you too, Inga. Always.
So that's what drew me to you. One of the first comments was that you liked how I spoke. Is that me or Karen? And it says Facebook user, so I can't guess if you're saying me or Karen.
We can see who you are. We can see who you are.
But yeah, you know, always be genuine. You know, you know, just be your genuine self. I like that approach, Claire. Thank you. Facebook user. Where am I from? What do I do for a living? What's my family like? Yeah.
What's that? That would be the thing you would be talking about in
is that is that what people are asking you?
Oh.
Do you mean, Inga?
Yeah, that's weird questions.
But yeah, so we just look through some. Yeah, I think we've covered everything. So guys, if you don't have any more questions, we will love you and leave you. So hope you found this useful. If you did, put on hashtag value, and let me know if you're going to use the A.R.E strategy in your messenger, and let us know how that goes for you.
Yeah. And also to let you know, because we want to let you know first that we're releasing a little program that covers exactly that, and we'll be telling you first about it tomorrow. So leave your eyes open.
Eyes open. Yeah, guys. So we're revealing that to you tomorrow, obviously, because you're in our private community, so you get all first news. And so yeah, any questions on today's topic, drop them below and we'll get back to you. And if you found this of value, drop us an hashtag value. And yep, have a lovely day, guys.